Hello, my name is Tom Bell. I am the Director of Accreditation and Assistant Professor in the College of Education at Madonna University. Thank you for accessing this video about our clinical experiences before student teaching. This video is intended for faculty teaching courses, the teacher candidate interns completing the clinical experiences, and a cooperating teacher overseeing the pre-student teaching clinical experiences. In this video, I will review the purpose of the experience, how to utilize and access the evaluation form, the logistical process for completing the form, and discuss expectations for feedback and scoring of our teacher candidates. Again, this video is intended for those teacher candidates, cooperating teachers, and faculty involved in a clinical experience that is not student teaching. Madonna University has spent a great amount of time developing purposeful pre-student teaching clinical experiences that are scaffolded for our teacher candidates and helping them get into the student teaching process successfully. Our faculty adopted the Danielson framework to guide all of our clinical experiences and have utilized language from the Danielson framework directly to develop all pre-student teaching rubrics, which will be used to evaluate and provide feedback to our candidates in all clinical experiences. Our faculty recognize that the Danielson framework operates on a rigorous 4-point scale, in which is intended for teachers working in the field. Our faculty decided to utilize all 4 levels of the Danielson rubric for our teacher candidates in an effort to provide an opportunity for them to begin to develop the skills, knowledge, and dispositions and understand the expectations needed for them to be successful practitioners. It is not our expectation that they perform at the highest level of the rubrics, which is distinguished or highly effective, or a rating of 4. Rather, we expect them to gain insightful feedback from their cooperating teacher and the faculty member and university supervisor, if there is one applicable to this clinical experience, which will lay a foundation for them to be able to perform at a level 3, which is proficient, by the time of student teaching in all 22 components of the Danielson framework. Again, I want to reemphasize, by the time they finish student teaching, that's when we expect them to be getting mostly, if not all, 3s at best. The pre-student teaching field experiences, we have picked and selected certain components that we feel are applicable at that level, and it is expected that the candidate is performing at minimum, at basic, by the time they complete, with some 3 proficients. Finally, it is our intention that the clinical experiences be reflected in the theoretical experience occurring in the classroom. The faculty teaching the class connected to the experience should spend some time discussing the clinical experience, the expectations of the clinical component, the challenges our candidates are facing in the classroom, discussions on diversity as it relates to the placements, and overall answer any questions that come up during the experience. We truly intend that there is a relationship between theory and practice throughout this experience. First, I want to show you how to access our forms for all of the clinical experiences. First, go to the madonna.edu webpage by typing in www.madonna.edu in your navigation bar. Once you get to the madonna.edu homepage, click on the Academics link. Once you're on the Academics page, scroll down and you'll see a list of programs. Click on the Search by College tab. You'll see the various colleges and schools at the university. Scroll down until you find the College of Education. Click that link. This will take you to the College of Education homepage. You'll know you're at the College of Education homepage when you see a picture of Dr. Opsnick right here on the left-hand side of the screen. On the right-hand side of the screen, you'll see a navigation menu. You'll look for the tab that says Forms for Cooperating Teachers. Click on that. Now that you've arrived to the screen that has all the clinical experiences, you'll look for the clinical experience evaluation form for your placement, or for the placement that you're overseeing as a cooperating teacher. For this class, Educational Psychology, we use the EDU 3120 form. Click the EDU 3120 link here.